TD, Regina Doherty.
Thanks, Last Count Corla. Can I just say, just as the Minister is leaving the House, that it was lovely to be here in the Chamber to listen to his speech, because I think it was very poignant and very, very effective. And my own probably won't do any justice to the topic that we're talking about. Last Count Corla, I got married 17 years ago, and I have a lovely husband, and I don't think I take him for granted. I really respect him. He's my best friend. Actually, I think I probably like him now an awful lot more than I did when we got married in the beginning. And so when I listened to people and groups and organisations who are anti-marriage equality talking about the fact that, you know, if people vote yes on the 22nd of May, that it's going to somehow redefine the definition of marriage, and actually probably to them more importantly that it's going to somehow undermine my marriage, I absolutely, fundamentally, until very recently, disagreed with them. And in my head, every time somebody would say something like that, my voice in my head would scream no, and you'd kind of switch off. But recently I read an article in the Huffington Post by this lady who was at a same-sex marriage ceremony, and she happened to be there on her own without her own husband. And the display of commitment and passion at that ceremony for the two people who were getting married to each other made her miss her own husband and think about him, obviously, extremely fondly. And that got me thinking, and actually it made me start listening to the debates, view the articles in the papers, on Twitter, on Facebook, in a different way and with a different ear. And it got me thinking, I suppose, then about my own marriage. And when you listen to the example of people who don't today currently have access to the institution of marriage, and how genuinely committed they are to each other, how much they're willing in public, which can't be easy, to be able to, you know, display from the rooftops their love for each other and their genuine need just to be the same as everybody else in this country, it actually made me start to think then about my own marriage. And maybe it is changing, because for something that I probably do take for granted every day, I've been made think about probably far more in the last couple of weeks than I have in the last 17 years. And it's made me realise that something that I've had access to all my life, just because I have, I need to probably cherish it more, because those people in this country who don't have access to it think, feel and are far more passionate about displaying how they feel about it than I have been in the past. So I think it's important for us to make sure that we take every day a little opportunity to recognise how lucky we are to have access to the institution of marriage, and to cherish it, and to, you know, honour and respect and all the good things that we promised on the day we got married. So I've decided in the last number of weeks that to my friends, young and older, and to my friends in this House and outside of the House, to probably say thank you, I suppose, for making me feel and change the way I've changed how I feel in the last number of weeks, but to make a commitment here today that I absolutely will work my socks off every day and every night that I can between now and May the 22nd to make sure that we extend the institution that I have access to every single man and woman in this country that wants to take part in the institution of marriage, and to be able to, I suppose, show in equal measures, all of us, to be as committed as some of the people who have been brave enough, I suppose, to go on the public airwaves in the last couple of weeks and to tell us as an Irish society just how much they are committed to each other and how much they want access to something that potentially I've taken for granted for the last 17 years. So just want to commend the Minister for bringing this bill to the House, and I'm looking forward, obviously, to working for a yes vote on May the 22nd.